everybody, this is Cyberweb087, aka T4-TV. I got with me, hold on.
Zap478.
Yeah, it's DizzyZap478. Yeah, that's the user. Today, we are going to be talking about a certain website that made a article about the top 5 worst gaming consoles of all time. It's on an old website. It's on a website called oldwizard.com, and basically it's a fan site article, and in which they would do stuff like the top 5 this, the top 5 that, and some stuff. They did one on the worst gaming consoles of all time, and 4 out of 5 consoles were Sega consoles. And here are the following. Number 5 is the Virtual Boy. Alright. We can see why the Virtual Boy is on the spot, but it could
not portable.
That, along with the fact that it only had 12 fucking games.
The controller looks stupid.
Yeah, and it gave this bullshit remark of virtual reality. Virtual reality is when you're in a first-person's perspective.
I don't feel like I'm in any game at all right now with playing that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the best one was Rock'em Robot. I think it was for the Virtual Boy. I'm not sure what the exact title is, but it did pretty well because it had that first-person perspective. Thus, virtual reality.
Yeah, it punks you in the face. You're like, oh my god, they punked me in the face.
Yeah, I know. But that console's understandable. Number 4 is the Sega Saturn. Okay, I can see why. For the North American market and the European market, the Japanese market on the Sega Saturn, it actually but it pretty much beaten down the PlayStation in Japan and the Nintendo 64 because over there it had a lot of great games over there. There was Knights, in which it's considered a cult classic. I mean, there's other great games. Even the 2D games that's on the Sega Saturn are really good games. And that, to me, the Sega Saturn is a really, really underrated Sega console. I mean, the Sega Saturn, to me, is an underrated console. And people say, oh my god, it sucks because it has too many games. You want to know why? Because your so-called Sega of America president became a douchebag and actually abandoned the 2D concept and wanted to go with 3D, which is not a really good idea.
Just like when Eisner came to Disney.
Mm-hmm.
and here's the thing. How can you get pissed off for a console having too much games? Isn't that a good thing? Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, for the Sega Saturn, I heard it only had...
You'd rather have 12 games, like the Virtual Boy, or plenty to choose from.
True. Let's see. Beyond these arcade replicas, the original games were easily forgettable. Okay, so Sonic R is forgettable, that's one thing, along with Sonic Jam, Knights. What else in our library? Oh yeah, how about importing the Sega Saturn titles for the Sega Saturn as well? I mean, come on. There's other good games over there, more in Japan than rather in the United States. Alright.
For one thing, I'm not saying much because I don't know half of this stuff.
On the Saturn?
Yeah, I barely know any of this.
Oh, that's good, because we're getting to the Dreamcast, which is on their 3rd list of the worst game of all console of all time.
Now, let me say something. Possibly they put this here just because it had like a 2-year span. So what? Dreamcast had some pretty good games. I mean, there was SA1 and SA2, which were really fun. But that fishing game, and whatever he's about to say right now.
Yeah, I mean, here's one of the main complaints of the Sega Dreamcast. they claim the only good games on the Dreamcast is the following: Crazy Taxi and Sonic Adventure.
That's stupid.
Yeah, there's other great games like what about
Calibur was on this?
Yeah, Soul Calibur, along with what else? Choo Choo Rocket, Space Channel 5.
That crazy fish game with Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, that one too. You know, not only that, they had the cult classic Echo the Dolphin.
Even though Echo sucks.
Yeah, the Genesis ones are not that bad though, really, in my opinion. Let's see. One of the main problems of the Dreamcast, though, I'll say this, was that it was easy to pirate. Like, you can just download the game, put it on your Dreamcast, if you have the first model, and all you do is just play it. That's it.
Just like DVDs today.
That's why its Sega Saturn failed so easily. Not along with, to mention that the PS2 took over because it has the DVD player.
Oh my god! I want to play games, not watch movies.
Yeah, I know.
So basically, they pretty much released Dreamcast at a pretty bad time. Where everyone was like, DVDs!
Alright, we're getting to the 32X, in which we all know it's an add-on. We all know it sucks. We've
If
only
it's
one
an add-on, it sucks.
Yeah, the only good game on there was just Knuckles Chaotix. That's it.
I never played that, and it looks good.
Oh yeah. If you're a 32-bit console, it's really good. I mean, for that one game. And that's it.
Now, before we continue, I'd just like to say, warning, bullshit is about to happen.
Uh-huh. You want to know what they put on the #1 spot, ladies and gentlemen? OldWizzle.com has placed the Sega Genesis as the #1 worst console ever made.
What the fuck?
And here are their idiotic reasons why. Because of the soundboard quality, and they claim that it's poor. They also said, compare the techno bow of this Genesis to the ones for the SNES, and you'll understand the difference. Alright, there's some things we gotta state. Streets of Rage 2, along with Street Rage games, had really good sound, along with, let's see, Sonic's 1 through 3. And there was also the shitty game Awesome Possum. I'll take that from Junior Fan 89. He stated that even though the game sucked, it had some good voice quantity.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really good.
Genesis had some really amazing music. If you take my brother, he loves listening to Sky Sanctuary from Sonic 3.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about, really. I mean, you can't just compare the console just by sound. You just can't.
The best way to compare it is by gameplay and how it works out.
Yeah, it's like trying to compare the Sega Genesis to LCD game.
LCD what?
You know, like Mr. Game & Watch has some of the sound quality. I mean,
man, I barely know my gaming history.
I may be wrong about that, but oh well. And here's their other reason. The reason why it fell because of the excessive amount of bad games.
Bullshit.
Are you kidding me? What? Okay, so I guess that. Okay, I guess that means that. Gunstar Heroes. Let's see, what else? Streets of Rage, and Strider, Kid Chameleon, the Sonic games. Well, are bad games. No, they're not. My God, Shaq Fu was bad on the SNES and Genesis. I mean, seriously, just because some bad games doesn't mean it makes it a bad console.
Don't say Shaq Fu; those are the devil's words.
Here's what they also say though. Most Sega Genesis games were utterly forgettable. Altered Beast was a shameful excuse for a side-scrolling fighting game, especially with the poor idea of constantly moving screens taking up the bulk of the game.
This is the point where everybody is allowed to make a giant face palm. God, are these guys... Were they doing something at the time of writing this?
I have no idea. Don't ask me. Here's what they say about Kid Chameleon as well. It became boring quick with its excessive amount of levels, which were never cool regardless of the inscrutable sunglasses that the kid would wear.
What the hell's wrong with sunglasses?
Yeah, and what's wrong with the levels? There's nothing wrong with them. In fact, why complain about the levels?
I didn't appreciate them because I was like 8 when I played it. Because I had like a CD for it. Well, now I do.
We could talk about more, but we're running out of time. The link is on the video box description. So, anyways, this is CyberWeb087, and this is
Dizzy's at 478. Hopefully, gonna be in more things.
All right. See you later, everybody. Bye. You want to say something, or?
No, I got nothing.
All right. Later.